All right, today we're going to tackle one of those little puzzles in English grammar that trips almost everyone up. Should you write used to or used to? It's such a tiny difference, but it causes so much confusion. Stick with me, and I promise we'll get this cleared up for good.
So, let's just dive right in. We're starting with the core of the problem, and it's something that messes with everybody. Not just English learners, but native speakers too, especially when it comes to writing. So picture this. You're in the middle of a test, and you come across a question with two options that look almost identical. Which one do you choose? This is that exact moment where all the confusion kicks in. Okay, let's look at these two questions. Did you used to play, and did you used to play? Now, one of these is the correct one for a test. But here's the tricky part. When you say them out loud, they sound exactly the same. Our ears just can't really tell the difference, and that, right there, is the heart of the whole puzzle. So if you're kind of scratching your head right now, trust me, you are not alone. This is a huge topic on language forums like Reddit and Stack Exchange, with people constantly debating which one is right. It's easily one of the most common mistakes you'll find in written English. But hey, don't worry, because we are about to crack this code. It turns out there's a really simple, logical rule that makes it all make sense. And once you see it, I guarantee you're not going to forget it.
Let's just break this down step by step. So, you start with a basic statement about the past. I used to live here. See that D on used? That tells us it's past tense. Simple enough. But now, let's make it a question. To do that, we bring in the helper verb did. But here's the thing. Did is already a past tense word. And here's the rule in English. You really only need one thing to tell you it's the past. So that helper verb did swoops in and takes the past tense job, which means used gets to relax and go back to its original form, use.
Exactly. The word did or didn't is doing all the heavy lifting. It's the big signal that shouts, hey, this sentence is in the past, so use doesn't need to. It's like did is the team captain for the past tense, and use just needs to show up for the game.
And you can see this pattern laid out perfectly right here. In a positive affirmative sentence, yep, you see I used to. But the second you bring in a helper verb for a negative or a question like didn't or did, poof, the D is gone. It becomes didn't used to and did you used to?
Okay, so if the rule is actually that simple, why on earth do so many of us get it wrong? Well, we're about to find out, and it has everything to do with our ears, not our grammar books.
Here's the thing. In normal, everyday conversation, that D sound in used and the T sound in to just kind of melt together. We don't really say used to, right? We just say used to. So when someone says, I didn't used to, it sounds identical to I didn't used to. Our ears can't spot the difference, so when it's time to write it down, our brain gets a little confused.
And believe it or not, there's actually a cool name for this kind of mistake. When you replace a word with a similar sounding one because of how you hear it, it's called an eggcorn. It comes from someone mishearing the word acorn as eggcorn. This used to versus used to thing is a perfect example of why even native speakers can get this wrong in writing.
All right, so now that we've got a handle on used to, let's talk about another common little trap, how it stacks up against the word would when we're talking about the past.
So, people often get used to and would mixed up. Now, they can both be used for past habits. You can say, we used to go to the beach, or we would go to the beach. Both work. But, and this is the really important part, you can only use used to for past states. These are things that were true for a while, like having something or knowing someone. You can say, I used to have a dog, but you absolutely cannot say, I would have a dog. That just doesn't work in English. So what's the big takeaway for your next English exam? Simple, play it safe. While you might see didn't used to written informally online, pretty much any teacher and definitely any exam will mark it as wrong. The safe and grammatically correct choice is always didn't used to and did you used to. Just remember that simple rule. After did or didn't, the D is done. Always use. Okay, you've heard the rules, you know the reasons. Time to put your new skills to the test. Let's see if you can nail the correct form in a few quick sentences. Ready? First one, I live in a flat when I was a child. Is it used to or used to? I'll give you a second. And the answer is used to. This is a positive statement about the past. There's no did anywhere, so we need that D on there. All right. Next up, he smoke. What do you think? Didn't used to or didn't used to? That's right. It's didn't used to. our helper verb didn't is on the job doing all that past tense work for us. How about a question? Do we go to the beach every summer? It has to be did used to. Same logic as before, that helper verb did is already in the past tense, so use stays simple. Okay, let's try another statement. She be able to speak French. You got it, it's used to. It's another positive statement about a past state, so we definitely need that used.
And for our last one, I listened to music when I was a child. Perfect. It's didn't used to. We see that helper verb didn't, and we know exactly what to do. Awesome job. See? You've totally got this now. The biggest thing to remember from all of this is just that one simple rule. When did or didn't is in the sentence, let it do the work. You always use.
So, to wrap things up, I'll leave you with a little question to think about. What's something you didn't used to do, but you do now? Thinking about it in terms of your own life is honestly the best way to make that grammar rule really stick. Thanks for joining me for this explainer.